Hi everyone, it's been a long time since I've come and done a video. I've been a bit unwell. Don't pity me or feel sorry for me because there's a lot more people in the world who have a lot worse illnesses. No, I've been traveling and worked in Brazil and came back, and it's been for 2.5 weeks now. It's been every day, rain all day, rain all day, rain. I don't think it's ever gonna get bright again in this bleak country, England. But we can only hope. So, what's happened since I last came and talked on video? The UN conference in Rio, luckily, was a failure. It was just a nasty fucking group of control freaks and weirdos and little Stalins and little Hitlers wanting to really control everything they could. They wanted to fucking control even the vegan food they were handing out outside. You needed to sign a form and have the right ID to get vegan food. So, fuck the UN, man. And I don't even have a fucking point to what I talk about when I come on video. I don't even want to be a YouTuber anymore. I don't want to make these videos. I don't feel... What I'm saying is the come down, the headache from the high is bigger than the high now. The come down from the drug is more painful than the high that you get, the goodness from the drug. And that's for a variety of reasons. I think anyone who tries to change anything or have an opinion or have a very strong opinion like I do and says controversial things, you will have a massive backlash of people, and that's fine, and I've managed to deal with that in my own way. And I do enjoy sometimes going on YouTube and arguing back with people, but you find it's these aren't trolls. Trolling, I think, is an art form if done correctly, and I can spot a troll a mile off because I'm very interested in trolling. A troll is someone who uses intelligence. They don't, say, have a particular political belief, but they use their intelligence to wind up someone on the internet, and that's good. I think it's important to wind people up in a kind of playful way, which trolling is. But for my channel, I'd say I have about 90% nice people like you watching who write to me and you say hello, and I'm sorry I don't write back a lot of the time because my inbox is a massive mixture of spam, hate mail and love mail, and it's painful going through all the hate mail because there's a lot of tortured people out there. Anyway, on my channel it's not mostly trolls, to come back to the train of thought. It's mostly the people who comment aggressively. They are very pathetic and angry people, and very, very, very pissed off, and they end up lashing out at me. And I've had people in my personal life, people I lived with, people I shared, many good time with. And then for some reason, I don't write back quickly enough, or something happens and they turn into the most hateful, nasty people. And I get called a psychopath and a fraud and a shill and a fucking sellout every day, 10 times. And it's not good for my mental health, because I know I'm a good person, and I know I have a lot of love for the people around me, and the people around me love me, and I've been very well looked after the last 2.5 weeks here in England. And so there's the real world, which is this world around us, this grey world, and then there's the online world, which allows people to explode, and all their innermost hate can come out anonymously. And I'm a massive believer in being anonymous. I'm a massive believer in not having to give your ID. But I feel that, and this goes to a lot of my haters, is that if you want to hate, the most respectful thing you can do, and people will respect you for this, is to make a video yourself and show your face and explain why you hate. Because and don't blame me if you don't get any views, even if you name drop me. If you get like 50 views on Charlie Veitch is a sellout, he's a fraud, that's fine. But I think a lot of you, what you need to do for your own egos is you need to type away underneath the video as much as you can, fucking sell out, fucking this, fucking child abuser, and it's just like... But the good news is it takes 1 second to block someone, and it takes, I think, probably about 10 minutes to set up an account. And I've had a few mentally deranged people who you kind of get locked into this very enjoyable war with them, because it takes 1 second to block them and delete their comments, and then they set up new accounts like Charlie Veitch fucks little girls, Charlie Veitch sucks cock, Charlie Veitch fucks this, fucks that, and they're really obsessive. And it's a very sad thing. I've learned from becoming popular online. I mean, I'm not that popular. I'm not a YouTube celebrity. Like, I don't get millions of views on each video. I've only got 60,000 subscribers. But from being moderately popular on YouTube, you see just the you become a magnet for a lot of people's pathetic, pathological worldview. And I'm just a guy, and I make videos, and I don't attack anyone personally. Okay, maybe Barack Obama and David Cameron, but they deserve it. I don't attack my friends personally. And I've had people that I worked closely with, and I've even made a film with one of them. And you know, these people, they turn on you, and then you say something about religion, and then they think you're evil, and they turn on you, and they call you easily led, even though they follow a religion. And it's, I think I'm tired. I'm 30, going to be 32 in 3 weeks, and I'm tired. I'm tired of the hatred out there, and I'm tired of the fact that we seem to have moved beyond good and evil and right and wrong. We've moved into the realm of passion. And I'm saying I don't know whether my videos are right or wrong. I think they're right. I think my 400 videos trying to inspire and agitate and return free speech to something worthwhile has been the right thing to do. But when I do look over my old videos, I'm convinced. I see it, I'm passionate about it, and I think that passion upsets a lot of people. And I've lost a lot of hope, lost all hope, I think, in any coherent resistance at the moment, or any spiritual awakening, or any mass waking up into the fifth dimension. And I like watching David Icke, and you know, he's very optimistic about this awakening and how there's more and more people waking up. But my cynical opinion is that, David, it's not so much that there's more people waking up, is that you're getting a bigger audience to turn up at your events, and you probably sell more books, and that's a good thing. But out of 7 billion people, because your viewership's gone up 20%, it doesn't mean that there's 20% awakening in the world. I mean, the world is getting a lot worse. Warfare is getting more and more vicious, and the whole advances in psychological manipulation and genetically modifying organisms in pilotless drone attacks. That's the one that probably scares me the most, is the removal of humanity from killing people. Remember, 1,000 years ago, it'd be a battlefield. You'd have to look someone in the eye as you stuck your sword through them. And then 100 years ago, you could do it by, you know, what? Do we have airplanes 100 years ago? 1912? Yes, World War II. You could kill people without even having to look at them. And nowadays, you can send out robots to go and kill people with Xbox 360 controllers. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying to tell people to do the right thing. I'm tired of the hatred I get for trying to lead by example and the things I do. I don't pay income tax. I don't pay council tax. I've stopped paying any debts I had. I cancelled all these contracts, and I try and live purely, and I try not to be a hypocrite. And I don't take government benefits. I never have with the Love Police. And I know that a lot of the haters would love to look into that and call me a hypocrite, but you can't, because I don't. So I see the control freakery of the world, and it depresses me so much. And I do judge, and I do judge angrily. I judge very strongly, because I'm a human being, and I know I've had a lucky life. I've never been hungry. I grew up able to speak clearly. I grew up, you know, able to find girlfriends, and that was fine. And maybe I have a different worldview than a lot of people, a lot of very damaged, angry men out there who maybe didn't have a good education, maybe weren't able to speak clearly, maybe they were beaten down every time they tried to speak. And if you're a kind of guy that gets rejected by every single girl, and rejection, and you're terrified of speaking to people, you will develop a strong resentment towards the world, and you will think the world is a cunt and the world owes you something. And that's where we get warfare and rape from. It's that kind of... I can't even go into into the mood of it, but that kind of hysterical, enraged, well, fuck you world if you're gonna fucking reject me. And you can imagine what's going through their minds as they strangle a girl or send 1 million men off to war. It's just a lack of joy, I think. And Charlie Chaplin said, only the unloved hate, only the unloved and the unnatural. Well, I don't know, because I hate sometimes, and I am loved, and I do love, and I don't know how unnatural I am. But the kind of pathological hatred you see that just stops the world turning, and that you see on the internet, and I've been relatively unscathed by this, but you see these stories. If you just type into Google like stories of bullying and harassment online, the levels that some people go to try and destroy an individual. And these are just like fucking entertainers, These are people who don't even have a political message like I do. They're not even polemicists like I am. They're just makeup artists or actors or whatever. And they've attempted suicide because of the hatred that's directed at them. And that, I think, is very symbolic, a very modern symbol of where we're at now. But to end on a positive note, I would seriously ask any of you that call yourselves activists and say that you're against government and so forth and if you're still paying tax to the government, and if you're still working for a corporation that you disagree with, I don't think your opinion is valid whilst you're still fully hypocritical. And I know we're all hypocrites to a point. There's taxes I can't avoid. I still need to go to a supermarket to eat. But if you're gonna have a go at me, or if you're gonna have a go at the systems of control, you need to come from a position that isn't narcissistically hypocritical. And there's even YouTubers who receive government benefit checks at the same time as calling themselves anarchists and hating on the government, and that's just biting the hand that feeds you. But I try and lead as much by example, as I said earlier in this video. And if you're going to be against something, if you're going to disagree with something, you can't support it in any way, and that means any way whatsoever. And so, looking forward, I think the world is going to burn, unfortunately. There's enough hatred, there's enough savagery that's built up and that is building up, and the surveillance mind control state isn't going to stop it. It's just going to make it explode even more ugly. And we saw in Rwanda and Burundi back in the 90s that overnight 700,000 people got hacked to pieces from pure hatred. So to a lot of conspiracy theorists out there, I just want to say that it isn't always demonic plots by small government groups, hidden groups and governments. Never underestimate the power of hatred and stupidity in this world. I mean, with enough hatred, you can have World War IIs, you can have 9/11s, you can have the surveillance state, you can have the FEMA camps. It's just hatred and anger and messed up people. So I knew I was going to have to try and end this positively, but I see an immediate future, and it is unfortunately filled with guns. It's going to be filled with a lot of killing, and there's an aspect of me that says bring it on, because I've lived in Saudi Arabia, and I've seen the Saudi billionaires. These are the most racist, nasty people, the Saudi billionaires, and they have their cocks sucked by the American and British administration, and they carry out the most vicious anti-human rights hate campaign against their own people, and they shoot their own people. There's no human rights, there's no free speech, women cannot even drive, and yet we support them massively. And the reason why I mentioned the Saudi billionaires is because they stroll into London in their £1 million McLaren, chrome-plated sports cars. I kid you not, £1 million chrome-plated McLaren sports cars, and with their fucking Russian prostitutes on them and their fucking coke-addled brains, and they drive around with that superior sneer. We are Saudi billionaires, and we fucking control the planet. And the British, they bend over, yes sir, more money, more petrodollars, just fucking more money. And in Britain, the David Camerons, the George Osbornes, the entire royal family, and that includes the minor royals, the aristocracy, the landowners, these people need to have that superior sneer, that kind of hateful, spiteful, I am better than you, that needs to be wiped off their face. And the only way I can see it being done is violently. And so everything that damages the coherence of this nation, the more the economy fails, the more the unemployed rises. And we see wonderful actions of the anarchists in Greece that actually provide social services for people. And also in Greece, the neo-Nazi, like actual neo-Nazi party that wants to kill immigrants, have won seats in parliament, and half the police force, 50%, voted for the neo-Nazis. So we're seeing a massive build-up, guys, and it's not the Illuminati that's building this up, it's our own fucking stupidity and hatred, which means that every once in a while, at least once every generation, there needs to be an incredible bloodbath just to actually remove the power structures from the top. And this time round, however bad it gets, if there are elitists and billionaires holed up in deep underground military bases, I say we create an expedition, we arm ourselves to the teeth, and we go down there into those fucking hellish caves, and we fucking kill every last one of them. Now, before I get myself arrested for free speech, because as we all know, power and free speech, it rolls from the top, from the elites down to the bottom, and I'm just a member of the fucking bottom, I'm just a fucking sheep. So for me to talk about annihilating the elites, ooh, very dangerous. Oh yeah, one last thing as well. Roger Hayes from British Constitution Group, he's still in jail. He was thrown in jail through secret courts for not paying council tax. And I don't pay council tax, so Roger, I'm probably going to join you in there soon, so stay strong. Fuck these control freak assholes. There's no contract, there's no social contract that says you need to pay an outright fee just to exist. There are people before governments, and governments can shut the fuck up. So on that note, I'm going to go and try and not die now from my ill health, and I just want to say to all the lovers, thank you, and thank you for watching, and just stay strong, and just remember, like, there's your own inner flame that no one can extinguish, and in whatever situation you find yourself in, you can always be a human being. And because the whole world's gone to shit, because we live in a zombie world of festering at the mouth, fucking crazed ass followers and religious people and business people and low IQ'd fucking morons who deserve to be culled. Just because we do live in that world, it doesn't mean that you need to join them. And just say no, just stand above it and stay strong. So on that note, see you soon.